Hey guys, I'm Alexia and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a 24-hour reading challenge. I'm in the middle of a couple books currently. I am about 75% into A Crown So Silver, 26% into The Stars Are Dying. There are a couple other books that I'm hoping to get to. Before we get started, I do want to go get coffee and a little snack. Let's go! I'm going to place a mobile order before I head out. I'm trying to decide what I should get. I definitely want a little snack. I think I'm going to get an iced matcha with oat milk and non-dairy strawberry cold foam. Okay, I've set the cozy area. This is my drink. She's so cute! Kindle, of course, but I'm going to switch it over to A Crown So Silver because I'm close to finishing it. Might as well finish it up first. I have two cats. By the way, Leo, middle name Lucian, and Aries, middle name Aylin. Can you tell that I am obsessed with the current series? It has Assistant to the Villain stickers because I love that series so dearly. But I'll be starting out with A Crown So Silver. Okay, and go. Ah! I'm 80% in. I loved the first book. I believe I rated it a 4.5 or a 5 star. The series is a fantasy with Irish like folk tales. Okay, so I'm 90% in. This man says, I would follow you to a volcano and thank you for the opportunity to warm my toes. Mind you, this is not even the main love interest. Scratch everything. What about him? Yo, what about him? I am an hour in, 93% done with the book. And I'm really liking it. They also use Gaelic correctly, actually using the language, unlike some fantasy series that use it incorrectly and they just use it as like a fantasy magical language when it's really just a regular language, y'all. Like, it's just a regular language. A very popular series uses it incorrectly. I am an hour and 27 minutes in and I just finished A Crown So Silver. What was that ending? The ending was crazy. The last like 25% was like BAM! 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 The author in both the first book and the second book loves to leave it on a cliffhanger. Both times though, you have no idea what's gonna happen. No idea where we left off. Where are we? What's gonna happen? No clue. The series is a romantic fantasy, heavy on the fantasy aspect, especially in book 2. Very good. I give it a 4 star. So, we're doing pretty good. Only an hour and a half in, an hour to finish the book. I'm going to continue The Stars Are Dying. I'm about 25% in. I'm joined here today with Leo. Oh, he's attacking my hand. Cute! So far, it's a pretty standard romantasy. There's a challenge of sorts. So, as of right now, I'm not very connected to the characters. I have read another book by this author, An Air Comes to Rise, and I did really like that book. And this is her more popular series anyways, so I'm kind of waiting for that moment where I'm like, okay, like this is it, like this is good, like this is why everyone loves it. We are officially 3 hours in, 21 hours left. Oh my god. I had to move the camera down because I can't move legally. I have 2 cats on me, so it's not my choice, I'm sorry. And figure out what is going on. I have some suspicions. I am 4.5 hours in. I am 77% into The Stars Are Dying. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Things are going down. I think I already kind of guessed what happens in the end, or at least one aspect of it. So it follows Astria. I think that's how you say her name. She's a prisoner and she's trying to escape the king that is holding her captive. She meets this man, Knight, who she strikes a bargain with. A bargain in a fantasy? What? That never happens. She decides to escape with her best friend. It has officially hit 6 hours and I just finished The Stars Are Dying. I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. I really liked it, but it didn't give me that 5-star feeling, you know, like some aspects I feel like I have read before. Also, I guess you could say plot twist. I did guess it like about, I don't know, 60% in maybe. And it's actually something that I've seen in another series that I read, but I don't want to say which one because then I feel like it would be a spoiler. Characters, I'm excited to read the next book. Don't know when that will be though because I don't own it and I have so many books on my physical TBR. I will do a video talking about every book on my physical TBR because it is bad. It's embarrassing almost. Next book I'm going to read is a duet with the Siren Duke. Very excited. I love this series so much. So, good morning. I am clearly sleeping during this challenge. I'm not gonna pull an all-nighter probably ever again in my whole life. We're at 8 hours into the challenge and I am 60% into duet with the Siren Duke. And it's so good. It's so good. I just love this series. It just feels, it's like so immersive, the writing. It just feels so like whimsical. It's like you're there. This follows Victoria as she's escaping her dangerous marriage to get a chance at a second life. In an attempt to escape, she takes a boat and she finds herself caught by a siren. She's forced to choose between temporary salvation or immediate death. She makes a bargain with him to return in 5 years. There is a bit of a time jump between those 5 years. We don't see a lot of that until she's reunited with the siren, of course. It's been 9 hours and 40 minutes and I finished a duet with the Siren Duke. I'm rating this 4.5 stars. I think that everyone should read this series. It is so good. I did not expect the ending that occurred, but I loved it. Love and Other Conspiracies. I just got this the other day. It follows Hallie, who is a web series producer, and Hayden, who is on a podcast. They decide to investigate the unknown. Lollipop of the day. I am 11 hours in and 45% into the book. Some of the things that the FMC is saying is making me cringe just a wee bit. But it's sweet and interesting, so I won't hold too much of a grudge. On their show, they're doing conspiracy theories and like ghost hunts, which is really interesting because they're going to different haunted locations. I am 12 and a half hours into my readathon, so I'm finally halfway through. And I just finished Love and Other Conspiracies. I'm gonna rate it 3.5 stars. It was super cute and I do recommend it if you want just a quick, fun, easy read. The dialogue did feel a little like 2016. And I was shocked to see that this was published in 2024. I personally do not like the use of slang or pop culture references in books. It makes my skin crawl. The next book I'm going to read is For the Wolf. I read The Foxglove King and the Hemlock Queen by this author and I really liked it, so I am excited for this. This is their debut novel, I believe. It is a dark fantasy about a daughter who is destined to be sacrificed to the wolf in her town Wilder Wood. I believe this is a duology. Since we last talked, I've only read for an hour, and 30 minutes of that was For the Wolf, which I read 15%, and I decided to put it down for right this second. I'm constantly trying to escape the claws of a reading slump, so I'm trying to switch genres here and there when I feel like I'm reading a certain one too frequently. Started reading My Best Friend's Exorcism and I'm 50% in. It's really interesting so far. It's about these two best friends and they go into the woods one night and one of them goes missing, and by the time she shows back up she starts acting very differently. Girl, her best friend is trying to figure out what's going on with her, but well, given the title, I guess we can assume where this is going, but it's interesting so far. A minute for makeup. It's now been 14 hours and 45 minutes. Still so much time left. I just finished My Best Friend's Exorcism and I'm gonna rate it 3 stars. I didn't love it. I really liked the concept. It did seem a bit modern, even though it's supposed to be set in the 80s. And I kind of just felt like I was reading it to finish it, not reading it because I was enjoying it. I think I'm going to read On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous next. It is a letter from a son to his mother that can't read. I've heard that it's very sad. Oh, let's get started. We are 16 and a half hours in, but I just finished On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. Definitely a tougher read. It discusses a lot about race and class and identity. As he's writing the letter for his mother, he recounts his history and past with her. Some of it was very hard to read, so I would suggest looking at the trigger warnings before you read this. I'm gonna rate it a 4-star. There was a topic in here towards the end that I personally have a hard time reading. The writing is beautiful. I think the next book I'm going to read is As Old as Time. This is a twisted tale of Beauty and the Beast. The story is told as if Belle's mother is the one that cursed the beast. I've heard a lot of good things about this series. I'm very interested to see how this is. Little reading update. It's been 18 and a half hours. So still have a chunk to go, and I'm 50% into As Old as Time. It's nice because it does feel so familiar because it is so close to like the original story, but obviously some big plot points are switched around, which is making it interesting and keeping my attention. At the beginning, the timelines switched pretty much every chapter, which was a little confusing at first. We were jumping like 10-15 years. Belle's perspective and then Beast's perspective, and then her parents' perspective when they met, and then when they were married, and back and forth and back and forth. I am really enjoying it. I'm interested to see how it's going to go because I assume the ending will be different due to the changes. I think in a bit I'm gonna go meet my friend for coffee, so I'm gonna bring you guys along and do a little reading there. It has been 20 hours and 30 minutes into the readathon, and I finished As Old as Time. I felt like the romance in this kind of abrupt. He thinks that he's horrible. Then they start to understand each other and starting to be friends, kind of. And then at the end, like, we've been in love. Like, of course we're in love and we're gonna be with each other forever. And it was like, when did like the falling in love part happen? I feel like it was kind of overlooked in this version. Overall, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna rate it 4-star. I would like to read some other books in this series. I started Otherworldly and I'm 15% into this. So this follows Ellery, and they are a non-believer of the supernatural. Even though the town that they're living in is in a forever winter currently. It also follows Knox, who is a familiar from another world and is kind of like a magical assistant to help assist humans who make a bargain with his goddess. And the two meet and decide to strike a bargain because he needs a way to stay in this realm, and they're trying to figure out how to stop this winter to help out their family. So far, it's interesting. 3.5 hours left. I'm hoping I can get through this. Last night, I finished the 24-hour readathon. Just in time, I finished Otherworldly. I rated this one 4.25. It was super cute. I just love the characters. They're so cute and fun. I just love them. I would definitely recommend checking out this book in the 24-hour readathon. I finished 8 books. I only have 7 of them physically. I'm gonna go through and rank all of them. In 8th place, we have My Best Friend's Exorcism. I liked the concept better than the actual book. In 7th place, Love and Other Conspiracies. This is actually super cute and I did really like it. In 6th place, we have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I really did like this one. There were some heavy, dark topics in here that was a little difficult to read at times. In 5th place, we have The Stars Are Dying. I did really like this. Nothing I haven't read before. Then we have As Old as Time. It was interesting to see how this subtle change could affect the whole story. For 3rd place, A Crown So Silver. I really like this series. It is actually very unique. In 2nd place, we have Otherworldly. This was very fast-paced and a fun time, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. In 1st place, we have A Duet with the Siren Duke. I cannot recommend this series enough. It is so good. Lots of yearning. It's just, oh, it's so good. This was so much fun. I'm hoping to do a lot more challenges like this in the future. So make sure to like and subscribe and find me on other socials. Thanks for watching.